For years, people have whispered about these tiny, human-like creatures called duendes. Some say they're harmless tricksters, others say they mess with you, hiding your stuff, knocking things over, even whispering your name when no one's around. Sounds crazy, right? But here's where it gets weird. Too many people claim they've actually seen them. Real stories, real fear. Doors slamming shut on their own. Kids talking about small friends that no one else can see. So, are duendes just myths from old folklore? Or could there actually be something out there, watching when the lights go out? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might seriously mess with your head. The legendary origins of duendes. So, what are duendes, really? These creatures are described as tiny humanoids, maybe 2 or 3 feet tall, with wrinkled faces, sharp glowing eyes, and little pointed hats that look weirdly elegant for something so creepy. Even their name has a story. Duende comes from the Spanish phrase dueño de casa, meaning the owner of the house. Yeah, these beings weren't seen as guests. They were believed to be the actual owners of the home. The walls you sleep inside? They might not belong to you after all. Their legend traces back to old European folklore, Spain and Portugal mainly. Back then, they were seen as household spirits, like goblins or brownies, mischievous but not necessarily evil. But when Spanish colonizers brought their stories to Latin America in the 1500s, something eerie happened. The myths collided with ancient native beliefs. That's how the duende spread, from Mexico and Central America to South America, even to the Philippines. But over time, the stories shifted. They stopped being bedtime tales. They turned into warnings. And if you're still watching, good. Because this next part, it gets disturbing, so hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon because things are about to change forever for you. The dark side of duende encounters. In parts of Mexico, Honduras, and Guatemala, duendes are said to target women and children. Locals claim they appear on lonely roads or near old trees, dressed in green suits and wide hats. At first they seem harmless, even polite, but then they start offering gifts, shiny coins, little trinkets, promises of wealth. Once someone accepts, the legend says, they're trapped. Women supposedly lose their voices, their sanity, sometimes even their souls. And the stories about children? They hit harder. In some towns, people say duendes live inside the walls, especially in kids' rooms. They come out at night pretending to trim the toenails of messy children. But here's the part no one forgets. They don't stop at the nail. Yeah, you heard that right. It's said that kids who wake up missing toes were visited by a duende. In other tales, they lure children into the forest, and those kids never come back. Locals claim you can still hear their laughter deep in the woods, long after they're gone. And then there's the Philippines, where they're called duende. People believe they live in anthills and tree roots. Step on their homes without asking permission, and they'll curse you with sickness that no doctor can fix. The only protection? Say softly, "Tabi tabi po." Excuse me, may I pass? Still think it's just a story? Here's something darker. Some believe duendes are the restless souls of unbaptized children, angry, trapped between worlds. They throw rocks at houses, spoil food, and sometimes steal people's clothes just to cause chaos. And in Belize, they talk about Tata Duende, a forest guardian with backwards feet and no thumbs. Locals swear that if you ever meet him, hide your thumbs, because he'll take them. Creepy? Definitely. But hang on. Things get even stranger once cameras get involved. Caught on camera. In the 2010s, videos started flooding the internet. Argentina, Peru, Mexico, all claiming to show real duende encounters. One clip from Peru showed a night guard filming inside a school. Papers were ripped off the walls every morning. In the footage, a small figure darts across the classroom floor before vanishing behind a desk. Then came the Argentina video. A baby sitting on the kitchen floor, laughing, when suddenly, a tiny shadowed figure runs behind them. The mom uploaded it, face blurred, but you could still see it. Small, fast, human-shaped. And then, the one that broke the internet. A security cam in Monterrey, Mexico, catching what looked like a small figure walking down a dark path. The footage made national news. Locals swore they'd seen the same thing for years. And if that wasn't wild enough, in 2023, Mexico's president himself, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, posted a photo that he said showed an alux, the Mayan version of a duende. Yeah, a sitting president posting supposed proof of a myth. The psychology behind the belief. In 1975, researchers studied Colombian families who swore they were being haunted by duendes. But what they found wasn't supernatural. It was psychological. Some family members had mild neurological conditions that made them interpret strange sounds or dreams through the lens of stories they grew up hearing. Basically, their culture gave shape to their fears. And it doesn't stop there. They say children can see duendes clearly. Adults only catch shadows. Science says kids' imaginations are vivid, sure, but in Latin homes, if a kid says they're talking to someone invisible, parents don't call it imaginary. They call it a duende. These stories get passed down from generation to generation. Psychologists even have a name for this: culture-bound syndromes. It means entire communities can share the same experiences, not because they're lying, but because their minds are wired to interpret reality through shared myths. But maybe that's the point. These legends teach something. They're not just ghost stories. They're warnings. Respect nature. Don't wander too far. Don't mock the unseen. Among the Maya, aluxes aren't evil. They're guardians. Farmers still leave tiny offerings in fields or build miniature houses for them, not out of fear, out of respect. Maybe it's not always about what's real. Maybe it's about what feels real enough to shape how you live. But before you write it all off as just local folklore, let's go bigger. The global duende mystery. Across the world, the same stories repeat. Small beings, human-like, connected to nature. In the Yucatan, aluxes protect the jungle. In central Mexico, Cheneques guard rivers and caves, leading travelers astray when they're disrespectful. In Belize, Tata Duende lurks with his red hat and backwards feet. Locals say the only way to survive meeting him is to walk backward out of the forest, so he can't track you. And halfway around the world, in the Philippines, kids grow up greeting anthills politely because that's where duende live. Forget to say, "Excuse me," and bad luck follows you home. Different continents, different cultures, same story. Even in Europe, Ireland's leprechauns, Scandinavia's tomt, Germany's kobolds, Native America's pukwudgies, all tell of small, magical tricksters living close to nature. Coincidence? Maybe. But here's the part that really gets people thinking. Scientists say our ancestors once lived alongside another human species, Homo floresiensis, also called the hobbits. They stood barely 3 feet tall, lived thousands of years ago, and might have survived long enough for early humans to actually meet them. So what if? These legends aren't just stories. What if they're ancient memories, passed down, twisted over time, of something real that once walked beside us? What do you think? Are duendes just legends passed down to scare kids? Or could these little creatures actually be real and still walking among us? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I really want to hear what you believe. And if you really enjoyed watching this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because there are way more mysteries waiting for you in the next video. Thanks for watching.